About time you woke. We have things to do.
So Andreja is now the mantis. Let me make sure I have put all of my books in storage. And we have things to sell. I'm pretty sure I've got everything sold I need to sell. Leave spare stuff in there. So I can switch between these two packs. This one's for flight, and this one's where I need to be stealthy. There. We finished up with the mantis, and I went and sold a bunch of stuff. Oh, we also spent about an hour and a half looting the mantis's lair. So I think...
I know everyone's excited by the artifacts, but we need to be as objective as possible and be aware of possible negative effects.
Yes, I understand. I think that my idea of coming back later and looting off camera is probably a good one. So expect to see me in the recordings only really looting things that are upgrades. And then between recordings, I'll go back and wander through the areas I've cleared and do all the looting we need to do. I'll pick up junk items if we're accumulating junk items, otherwise I won't. But at the end of it, I was able to sell appropriate junk items so that we are ready to rank up our commerce. We are also ready to rank up weightlifting. What else? And ballistics. Piloting is ready to go. And we need to kill one more ship with targeting control systems. Get that one. So what's our next thing we want to do? We could join the UC. We could do our UC security. We could do our masked stuff here in town, little minor quests. There's a much longer quest joining the Vanguard. There's a fairly long quest talking to the 3-star Rangers. And of course, back on the main line, we talked to Walter Stroud, and that slides us into his quest line and starts the main quest rolling after that. I'm going to delay doing that with Walter. For the moment, I'm going to grab Andreja, and we are going to go out and just do the local stuff here. So, real simple. You want to get these done before you're too high level. Sergeant Yumi is he's a little surprised if you're extremely high level and you've done a whole bunch of other things and gained a whole lot of status. He tends to make comment, oh, it's nice that you're spending your time helping us. So we'll go talk to Sergeant Yumi this time. And I am considering UC security and masked kind of together. See if we can knock out at least the first couple of missions for Yumi and the mission under in the well, brownouts in the well mission. These are mainly missions that just get you in the feel of what's going on in the city and the layout of the city.
I'm so
and all
excited
that.
to see Tony after work.
I just realized I'm still adventuring with Andreja. I'm pretty sure that our affinity with her hasn't gotten too big, but let's check it. So yeah, our affinity with her is still so low that we need to do significant stuff with her on board to bring her up.
Well, hello. You hear about the job by any chance? The officer over there can help you with any bounty issues. Part-time security officer. The position's very flexible. You can basically work whenever you're available. No pressure. We've had some gaps in the schedule lately. Macy's out on maternity leave. Jose's on loan to Sidonia. When it rains, it pours type of situation. So really, we just need someone to fill the void. Interested? Well, first things first, I have to ask, do you have any security experience at all? It sure counts for something. I mean, you're alive. And resilience is definitely an important trait for any officer.
Well, I think I've heard all I need. Your first assignment couldn't be easier. Go to Mast and check in with Agent Plato at Aegis. There was a package left at a dead drop, and they need UC security to handle it. He'll fill you in on the details. Let me know if you have any questions.
But just strikes me that I ought to come back and do this same conversation with him at some point, maybe in an NG Plus, after I have completed the missions with the UC Vanguard.
New Atlantis puts on a wonderful show of security, does it not?
Which power do I have teed up? Personal atmosphere, okay.
You have my attention.
The fewer people there are thinking about Aegis on a daily basis, the easier my job is. I'm afraid I'm not at liberty to discuss the details of my division's work.
Ah, right. You're Sergeant Yumi's recruit. You're taller than I expected. I shouldn't, but I always do. Part of the job, really. We're always trying to fill in the blanks. In any case, let me fill you in. We have a dead drop that we think has been compromised. So I'd like someone from UC Security to handle the pickup instead. Take the package back to Sergeant Yumi, and he'll check it in as evidence before it gets routed back to Aegis. Take the Nat to the spaceport. There should be a Galbank ATM right next to the station. The package is taped under one of the benches. Grab it and deliver it to Sergeant Yumi, and the job's done. Good luck with the mission.
Really a very trivial mission. Basically takes us from we just landed for the first time to, oh, here's the central mast place. Pathfinding doesn't always take you to the right place. I'm not sure how it weighs distance traveled in an elevator against distance traveled on foot versus distance traveled on the Nat.
How's the Still have questions? Go ahead and... Nicely done. It's really hard to find good help these days. That being said, my luck seems to be turning around. We've gotten a lot of new personnel as of late, not just you. Who knew all I had to do was put up a sign? Oh yeah, once I had a recruit who was basically bred to be UC security. I mean, his favorite book was our training manual. He knew every rule, every procedure, and on top of that was a pinpoint marksman. But he lacked exactly what you are talking about. Initiative. He ended up transferring to a desk job after a year. Anyway, here's your payment. And if I have any more work for you, I'll let you know.
There we go. And he will let us know. So our next job is to head down to the brownouts in the well. Yeah, actually, as long as we're in the well, we have this art dealer thing that I picked up at one point. There's an art dealer that wanders around Jemison Mercantile, and I talked with him, and he wanted me to go buy some art from Zoe, so we'll take care of that while we're doing this. Probably at the end of it. Also, this is basically a set of linked, go here, do this, go there, do that things. And the quest marker will move when our quest giver starts talking. So instead of hanging around and waiting, I will be moving immediately to the next thing. Otherwise, this will take quite a bit longer. And we're packing this in with a bunch of other minor tasks. Sergeant Yumi's already looking for me with more work. I think that happens the first time you zone. Anyway, we'll get back to him.
There are always about a million things to do. Hey! Oh, sorry. We're supposed to be. I can't be in two places.
I will also be tabbing through her dialogue.
And it's military clearance.
Well, since you're here, what I need is very technical. The first box we're looking for is...
Okay, so we need to put mission active. And now we're just going to run from point to point.
Think I got them.
Hey, can you hear me? I think this is working. That's it. Great job. So, that tripped the secondary breaker, and that goes to... Oh, wow, really? They wired it like that? Jeez, okay. Okay, got it. Next one is way down past Jake's, and maybe up a story or two? It's a bit of a hike. Sorry.
I'm not really speedrunning this, but I'm also not wasting time.
Alright, you should be near the next junction box. This section isn't used very much these days, so maybe a little harder to see. That's the one. Next one's not too far. Dead end, right down from Jake's. Right under that apartment they've been trying to sell. Good luck with that, right? You should be near the next junction box. And if those squatters never cleared out, I would suggest avoiding eye contact. It should be fine. Another switch flipped, another lead to follow. And the lights in here just flickered too. The wiring is worse than I thought. I'm going to work on fixing that little issue while you find the next junction box. Looks like it's over near the trade authority. Okay, just find that and, maybe don't talk to anyone about it just yet.
Where'd my arrows go?
You look like you need something.
Okay, the final box I need you to deal with should be right around there. Unfortunately, I just realized you're in for a real tangle of cabling. Like 200 years of field attempts to rewire things. I tried to fix it 3 years back and was crying by the second day. Gave up on the third. Wow, you got it. Really well done. You saved me like a week of work. Why didn't you meet me at the monitoring station, near where we met?
puzzle with these boxes seems to change from run to run. It's always fairly simple. And the monitoring station is just right back there.
Did I say thank you? Because there's no way I could. Well, not everyone would. Thanks to your help, unfortunately. So that if you want to tag along.
Okay, so that's one quest. And tagging along with her is actually a completely separate quest.
So thanks to you, I don't know if you ever done. I have to. Thanks. That means a lot. I can do the talking.
So she's going to take a while to get there, and while that's happening, I can actually get going on this. I can probably have the art transferred before she even gets there.
I used to be an actuary. Now look at me.
Welcome to the Trade Authority. If, however, you are, then I'm afraid you'll find. So, what'll. Please, let me know.
Okay. Here for some art.
Ah, yes, I've been. Here's your package. And don't worry, I've already corrected the ownership record for you. Good. Thanks for your business. The Trade Authority appreciates your visit.
And now we just have to wait here for Zoe.
The Trade Authority.
So Samson's art, fairly modest value. It's not, yeah, it had smelled like it was shady, but there's nothing weird about this.
It does quite well for itself down here. And clearly they share little of the credits they make.
So we'll have to deliver the art. Meanwhile, of course, we have to get back to our actual quest here. And we wait.
I'm Luisa Reyes.
There we go.
Well, you know that, because I've been in here 3 times. The power drain is coming from your building, Zoe. You and I both know it, and now I can prove it. We traced the drain, checked the grid. It led us here. You can't talk your way out of this. Okay, just be ready for anything. I don't know if she's going to come out of there with a gun or call in mercenaries or what.
I have several knives at the ready. We will be fine.
I don't want this to turn out violent if we can avoid it, okay?
So Zoe was supposed to say something before she disappeared. I guess I may have been out of range. Everything's going to be
Okay, you're probably
fine.
right. Just need to breathe.
Well, Miss Reyes, I apologize for not taking this matter more seriously. I assure you I will eagerly assist in getting to the bottom of this.
No, you're not weaseling out of this. We got to the bottom of it. You are the bottom.
I appreciate your enthusiasm for your work, but I do a little more research before casting aspersions. Someone has indeed been using this location through which to route electrical power. It is not the Trade Authority. I've had my suspicions for a while, and have been keeping detailed notes, which I'm happy to share with you. For now, though, what do we do next?
Wait, what?
Oh, for heaven's sake. I presume you've been assisting Miss Reyes in tracking down this little problem. Well, clearly there's more work to be done. Why don't you continue the work you've been doing with an assurance that the Trade Authority will compensate you for your time? I'll coordinate things here with Miss Reyes. With Mast's access to the grid, we'll find out who did this soon enough. And why. Presumably, you're the one who's been doing the field work, so... I believe you'll find there's another junction box out there in the well that needs your attention.
Okay, well, this is not how I saw this going. For the moment, let's assume this is all legit.
Okay, back to chasing these leads down. You saw how long we were asked to wait at various points. Up here, got it. Not this one. Back here.
Hey there. You should be getting close.
Hello? Is this functional? I insist that you provide updates for any suspicious activity. Is that clear?
That's it, thanks.
This one's over that
Let's
way.
just take a
Need
look
a moment
here.
to walk that
Okay.
off?
You're going to want to head for box 45A. It should be near Apex Electronics.
You can't possibly be serious. Are you looking at the same diagram I am? 47B is obviously the next one. It's on the same level.
Zoe, I know how to read. Ignore her. Head for box 45A, okay? Thank you for trusting that a lifelong employee of Mass knows what she's talking about. And that was indeed the correct junction box. See that, Zoe?
Yes, fine. Let's move on. Oh, please.
Okay, just making sure you saw it. So, now things get interesting. I can't find the next spot on any of my current diagrams.
And now we have to wait for
I'm sure you can
dialogue.
handle whatever challenge might be associated with reaching the box. You're doing great.
And I can begrudgingly confirm that she's reading them correctly. We've reached the conclusion that it must be somewhere on the surface, outside the well. Miss Reyes has suggested that this means it's somehow no longer her responsibility. I frankly don't care. I want to find this person.
And here's where I begrudgingly agree with Zoe. It's not technically my problem at this point, but I want to see where this trail leads. If you head topside, I'll pull the diagrams we'll need and contact you.
I don't know whether getting too far ahead of the dialogue causes problems or not, but it might. So I prefer not to.
Miss Reyes is still collecting the necessary diagrams and blueprints to accurately assess the situation. Before she returns, I'm going to make you an offer. Whatever you find at the end of this path, you bring it to me first. I'll be certain that Mast gets what it needs, but I trade in valuable information. I suspect you're going to find some. I guarantee you the Trade Authority will pay well. Consider that as you head towards the residential district. We can't pinpoint the source yet, but it's somewhere over there.
I could have turned in the art quest. Oh well.
You have a nice day now.
Hi. How you doing?
Well, that's unexpected. Powering down that junction doesn't show any other connections.
Clearly, the source must be inside that residential tower.
Yeah, that would make sense. You know, I think I remember.
Okay, the door is locked. I wonder how you do this if you can't unlock the door. So this can only be used on the outside, and that's where it would have to be. Same with this one. Like we have. And... Yep.
I hope you can succeed at that before we are discovered.
Yeah, that's all we need in here. So the Pathfinder is telling me to go back that way. But I could just hop the gnat. We want to go to Mast District. And then slide on down into the well. And hit the turn in on this.
Join this. Got a call someone's power kept going out. You know what it was? A heat leech as long as my leg.
Let's give this to Louisa.
So you tracked it down? Great. I'll get this. I'm not stupid. And I'm really glad we got the work.
There we go. Got some rewards. Let's see, what have we got here? We should have this turn in the art. Is there anything else that's just really quick down in the well? Well, we're going to go talk to Sergeant Yumi next.
It takes us. Dealing in art is more exciting than one would think. Shh! Are you crazy? Keep your damn voice down. Get off your high horse. I didn't trick you. You're just not very observant. What do you have to complain about? You're getting paid? Everything went smoothly. No one got hurt. It's all part of the game, my friend. It pays to get your hands a little bit dirty. It pays very, very well.
Oh, no.
But I digress.
You lost this ship about
Thank you for your discretion. Now that our little transaction is complete, I should be on my way. Take care, and let's not talk about this again.
Well, that's very unfortunate. To secure some other supplier.
Goodbye.
And let me guess, it's gonna be more expensive.
I'm sorry, I don't control these things.
So what I was disappointed about there was that it was such a cheap bit of art. I expected something that was much more valuable and maybe contraband. Anyway, I guess that's appropriate for a little starter quest. And now we're going to head back to close the loop with Sergeant Yumi. So this is his second job. I'm not sure how many jobs total he has.
Ah, crime has slowed down since you started helping out. Yep. Security on... Problem is... Good. Take care.
So a scuffle at the Dawn's Roost. Oh, forgot to make sure that the quest was selected. A break at dawn.
I do hope you are enjoying your time in New Atlantis. There is simply no parallel to the food you will find here. One taste, and I'm sure you'll agree.
A most unfortunate incident, complicated by the fact that both parties were inebriated. While I wasn't privy to the entire argument, Hugo and Octavio had been dining here together for quite some time. So, it was surprising to see them at each other's throats. I assume that would be the slender gentleman, Hugo Fournier. He was the one who excused himself after UC security arrived. I believe he lives in Athena Tower, although he may be checking out soon. But I would start there.
Okay.
Enjoy the rest.
Athena Tower is where we just went into that apartment. So we could have picked up this a little earlier and folded it in. I'm kind of taking notes for speedrun. I'm not a speedrunner, but sometimes it's fun to think about how you would speedrun something.
You're out there a lot, right?
Now, before I talk to him, I am going to drink some wine. Oh, wait a minute. Let's use, call it 20% persuasion. A paramour gives 25% persuasion and better companion affinity. I'll save that for when I need to boost my companion affinity sharply.
Okay, hello. Oh, I can't believe that Octavio. That liar, that manipulator, that... Yes, the man who... Wait, what? He's accusing me of theft? The nerve of that Lothario! 5 years we were together, half a decade! And he threw it all away for that waiter!
Yeah, I don't really like this guy. Because he doesn't really give his partner a chance to explain anything.
He would say that, but as far as I'm concerned, it's my property. He gifted it to me when he proposed. It's not his to return. I don't care. I'm not giving it to you.
Okay, so we need 4 points.
Not a chance. I know the second I hand it over, it's gone for good.
Well, yeah, that's true, but...
So you would rob me too. You're not giving me a choice, are you? True, I don't want to go to prison. I've heard stories and they rarely end well. You're right. My stubbornness gets me in trouble far too often. Fine. I may be extremely agitated, but I want no part of a UC prison. Here.
I like the responses that they have to the persuasion checks. It always makes it seem like that particular persuasion check would always come up that way, because it just makes sense. But I've seen a lot of these go both ways. Let's go turn this in.
Officer, what can I do for you? Ah, perfect. Did you manage to get the ring back?
So I could keep it. Nope.
Excellent. I'm sure the victim will be pleased to know their property has been returned. You acquitted yourself well again. I dare say you might have a knack for police work. Here, take this. It's well deserved.
15. Skill point. Now, I just realized something. I've got this persuasion thing, and I also have a power. Come on. I want to get to the powers here. I wonder if I could have used precognition to know whether any given persuasion check was going to work or not. New undiscovered temples. I've been following up, and by my list, I have discovered the temple for every one of the artifacts I brought back, plus one of the 2 that was already there. So I'm not sure where that 2 undiscovered temples comes from. Anyway, I'm wondering if precognition interacts with persuasion. Be kind of cool. What's next? Sugiyama, talk to Stroud. Big long one. Activities. I don't think there's any here that I really want to work out in this video. I'm going to go check out my ship's inventory just to get it off the list, though. And there's one to craft or modify an item. I don't know if I have materials to craft anything. I've been selling everything. Oh, speaking of the ship, so we came back. First dozen years of my software engineering career, I was in various buildings that were in landing patterns of airports. I'm so used to stop talking when I hear a jet engine. Anyway, so we got the new ship, and you'll notice it has been refit a little bit. Pop into the...
Need some work done?
Ship technician real quick.
You should inspect your ship for heat. Okay, no problem.
So basically I peeled it apart and I got rid of a whole bunch of excess mass. It had extra engines it didn't need because it also had extra landing gear it didn't need. And we have peeled it down to a couple of 1x2 habs. So we've got a Nova Galactic control station below, which ups our crew by giving more crew stations. And we've got the Nova Galactic captain's quarters above, so we've got a place to sleep. And the crew, of course, hangs out in the captain's quarters instead of at their stations. That's because they're Constellation and they do that kind of stuff. I replaced the weapons with a quad of disruptor electron beams because that's my favorite weapon. We only have the 2 landing gear left because we have peeled down our mass significantly. For cargo, we're light on cargo. We still have this 100 cm ballast shielded cargo. So we've got shielded cargo in the back and we've got some cargo in the cockpit. So we could carry we could carry stuff through and get it not seen, but we still have the R1000 Alpha grav drive. We upgraded the reactor. We upgraded the shield. So just little tweaks. Oh, and we're now in a Magellan C1 cockpit.
Is something amiss?
Nope. Yeah, I'm becoming a fan of this whole opening to the front thing. So when we build the ship that has no ladders,
in your orders,
there will be an opening to the front landing bay. See, here's the stations down here. And Andreja sat at one, and everybody else is going to be up in my quarters.
Can I help?
Admittedly, this is the nicest place on the ship.
Sure, sweet pea. The old man could always use a laugh.
Okay. Who can jump higher than...
So, that said, we're supposed to be checking out the ship's inventory. And there it is, cargo hold. And I think all I need to do is take something. Yeah, that satisfied it. And I think that just gave me an extra bottle of wine. That's okay, I'll just use that one.
Okay. Good
That
one.
said,
Cora.
I think we're good
Hey,
to
next time
go.
you see Barrett, try it out on him.
Hey, Barrett.
Well, okay
Read
then.
any
Get out
good
of my
books
bed.
lately?
I need to take a nap. And we'll see you all in the next recording.